Hi, welcome to Luxury in Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. So my name's Joanne, and today I wanted to talk about this bag, which is the Loewe Puzzle Bag. So this is going to be a two-part series. The first video is going to be my timeline and how I came to purchase this bag, because I wanted to share that it was not an impulse purchase. I wasn't jumping on the bandwagon because I know this bag has been very popular for the past few years. And in the second video, I want to talk about my hesitations around it now that I've used it, why I'm thinking about returning it. So if you're interested in that, please remember to subscribe and stay tuned. But first, let's get into before I bought this bag, why did I eventually land on it, and the entire process. Last April, so just about a year from now, I was interested in having another crossbody bag. So in my collection, I have my Pochette Métis, which is a crossbody bag, but I don't have too many other crossbody bags. I have a lot of shoulder bags, I have top handle bags, and I was just like, oh, let me look for another crossbody bag. So at that point in time, I was really interested in the men's Louis Vuitton canvas series as well. I thought like the shadow monogram looked pretty cool. So I tried on a lot of those. I was very certain that I was gonna get one of those. I was like, it's not as flashy and recognizable as the women's monogram. So I was pretty set on one of those. I just could not decide between the bags because, you know, they did have a manly slant and I wasn't sure if it'd be big enough to hold all my essentials. And then if you've been a viewer for a while, you'll know that in September/October of last year, I also did a rank my entire handbag collection video. So in that video, I ended up showing that my Pochette Métis was my #1 bag. And I felt that it was the most useful for me, and I realized that I really do enjoy the crossbody aspect, and that really solidified, you know, my thinking that I wanted another crossbody, that, you know, I should go for this. Why do I only have one in my collection? While doing that video, I also solidified that I did want something more low-key. You know, I was kind of drifting away from the logos and having something like a Chanel that's very in your face. And while I had known about the puzzle bag, because for a couple years now, you know, people on YouTube have been talking about it, I've been raving about it, I had completely dismissed the puzzle bag because it was too trendy. For me, I don't like having something that everyone else has, and I like being a little bit different. So if something becomes too trendy, I automatically am not that attracted to it. So I was like, okay, let me look at some other options, and I, you know, didn't give a second thought to the puzzle bag. So at this time, I was looking through all of the different crossbody options at retailer sites like Saks or Nordstrom, where you can browse several different brands at once. And I came across the Givenchy Soft Antigona bag. And I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. It's a different style. Not a lot of people, you know, talk about it, know about it. And yet it is a play on a classic because, of course, the Antigona original is very classic. So I was like, yes, I like this being a little bit different thing. It's crossbody. The leather looks great. That's something that's important for me too, is that, you know, I wanted something luxurious feeling. So I did my research. I again, you know, went in person, tried it on. But finally, about late October, I let myself consider the Loewe Puzzle Bag. And in addition to me wanting another crossbody bag, I also wanted a crossbody bag that I could travel with specifically, because the bag that I've been traveling with was the nylon Longchamp crossbody, which is an amazing bag, and it's wonderful that it's light and it's not too flashy. The one that I have is a dark navy, so I liked it, but the problem there was that I saw a ton of other tourists using it. And as I mentioned before, I was like, oh, everyone has this. I want to be a little bit different. So how can I, you know, challenge myself, elevate my own, travel style, and have still a very low-key, awesome crossbody travel bag, but not have it be the same as everyone else.
I also got sidetracked and tried on a lot of other beautiful bags, but obviously this denim Speedy is not low-key and therefore did not meet the requirements of the crossbody bag I was looking for.
Researching all of these crossbody bags, I was like, okay, let me focus on the Givenchy Soft Antigona and the puzzle bag. So for the puzzle bag, there's also different sizes of it. So this one happens to be the small, but I really thought that I needed the medium. The reason is because, I was like, this has to be for travel. It has to hold a water bottle on my passports. It has to have that capacity. So I was really thinking that I needed to get the medium, but when I went to try it on, I was worried that it looked too big on me, and I was very confused. I really couldn't decide, and I went to the store and tried both the small and the medium on multiple times. I was only able to see the Givenchy Soft Antigona once. I don't think I've seen it another time because I honestly don't think it's that popular, and they're probably pulling this style as we speak. But I was really looking at the pre-loved websites because I was thinking, hey, if this bag is really going to be for travel, it's going to get all beat up, I probably don't want to spend that much money on it. So I was fine going the pre-loved route for this particular crossbody that I was looking for. Months go by, and come January, I try on the small size again, and I actually brought my own water bottle, and it was able to fit inside. So I was like, okay, phew, like no worries, a small will still fit a water bottle, so I can go with the small size. Unfortunately, I couldn't find like the leather and color combination that I truly wanted, because Loewe now has so many iterations of the puzzle bag. They came out with a mini now, so those are really cute. The small, they have many different leathers. They have a smooth leather, they have a pebbled leather, then they have seasonal colors, and so it was a lot of different options, but not anything that I particularly loved. I really wanted a calfskin leather, so something with a little bit of texture. I don't love the smooth leathers. And then I was thinking, in order to be low key, I didn't want a lot of flashy colors. I didn't want any of like the multicolor ones because I don't think I can match colors really well to different colors. So I was like, anything that was like a dark gray would be really awesome. And I couldn't find that because, this year, apparently the calfskin leathers were in their traditional tan/gold color, which I think everyone knows about, loves, but I never really thought about myself as a brown bag person. So I definitely was like, that's not my color. And then they also had a green and a lighter color in the calfskin. But again, I knew this bag was going to be beat up, so I didn't want to get something light. But in January, I did decide that the next pre-loved small puzzle bag that came up that was close to what I wanted, I would go ahead and go for it. Last December, I think I saw a calfskin dark gray puzzle bag, and at the time I wasn't ready to purchase it yet, so I let that one go, and I kind of regretted it. So I was like, I can't let the next one go by, and as soon as I see it, I'm gonna go for it. So January 17th, this bag pops up, and it was described as a gunmetal color. So I was like, you know what, it looks dark gray, I'm gonna go for it. It looks like a textured leather, it's not smooth, and I bought it. When Fashion File shipped this to me, I was honestly a little bit surprised at the bag that I got. So the gunmetal color is not a matte finish, so it's actually a little bit shiny and reflecting light. So that part I was like, I'm not too sure about, but maybe I'll grow to love it. But a couple other things that I was still surprised about after I got it, even though I had done all of this research and it had been basically like 9 months since I began thinking about wanting a crossbody and doing all the research and going to the stores to try it on multiple times, it still didn't dawn on me that, first of all, this hardware is not like a normal rectangle. It's actually angled on the sides. And I think they did that because it helps with the strap sitting on the shoulder somehow. But I didn't notice this when I went to try things on, and I only noticed it after I actually got the bag and I was like, whoa, is this right? Like, I don't remember this at all. Is this a fake? Making me second guess myself, and I guess a lot of videos that I watched didn't review that. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. And I actually don't love it this way because I have a problem figuring out how to make it sit nice on my shoulder. And I don't know if I put this on right, if it's supposed to be on the front or the back of the hardware, because again, they're different, they're not symmetrical, so maybe there's a trick to it that makes the strap lay flat. But I haven't figured it out, and I'm always like twisting the strap around all the time because I can't figure it out. The other thing with the strap is that the way that you find the right length for your size is with this hardware here, where you push it through the different circle lengths on the opposite side of the strap. I think this is supposed to be the outside of the strap, where it has the Loewe logo. But even as I was trying on the bag in stores, I saw that this little bulb thing, yes, it will secure whatever length you want the strap to be at, but like, wouldn't that be uncomfortable? Because this circular object is digging into your shoulder. I thought it wouldn't be that bad, but honestly, I've had issues with it too, you know, whether it's sitting here or I tried to make it shorter and longer so that it would hit different places. Like, I still feel that, you know, something is digging into me. So I've had to kind of wear this strap upside down, you might say, so that this circular part isn't digging into me. So that's another thing I wanted to point out and caution people on if you are considering this bag. Now let's talk about price. I bought this bag pre-loved on Fashionphile for about $2,300, just a little bit more. I think it was like $2,350. Retail brand new is more like $26,000 now.
Whoa, now the small size puzzle bag is actually $3,150.
In essence, it's an expensive bag, I would say, and that's not something that I registered. And the thing that brought it home for me was that I paid $2,300 for my Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis, brand new from the boutique. And after I received this bag from Fashionphile and, you know, looked at my receipt, that's when it finally registered that, oh my gosh, this bag, this puzzle bag, is more expensive than my Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis, also leather. I think this price didn't register for me beforehand because I was so focused on all the other characteristics of the bag, right? Like that it had to be leather, it had to be a grain skin, you know, it had to be this right color that I'm looking for, the right size. And I knew it was in like the 2000s area and it's gonna be an expensive purchase. But it didn't dawn on me that this bag would be more expensive than my Louis Vuitton leather bag. At this level of luxury handbags, you know, it's all subjective, honestly, because we know that these leather and this craftsmanship isn't worth that much, that there is a significant markup for the brand of the bag. For me, this leather itself, I don't even enjoy it as much as I thought I would. You know, it's a nice leather for sure. I'm not saying it's not. Like, Loewe obviously has very good quality. It has a very good reputation. However, I personally think that the Louis Vuitton brand is worth more than the Loewe brand. So I'm not saying that one quality is better than the other, but for me, if two bags were exactly the same and one was labeled Louis Vuitton and one was labeled Loewe, I would pay more for the Louis Vuitton one. And again, this is all personal preference. I paid more for this one pre-loved. It has been used. There's actually a pretty big crease here, so you can tell that whoever had it before, they let it sag here, which is fine. I'm for this particular bag, I'm okay with the saggy look. I don't mind it, and I actually prefer it if I go traveling with this anyways. But I just, forgot to think about the price in that way, and I wish I had given it a little bit more thought before I had actually purchased it. So that's my entire journey of buying the puzzle bag and why, I own one now, and I totally did not want to jump on the puzzle bag bandwagon when it shot up to being super popular and trendy the last couple of years. That's not why I purchased it. But in the next video, we'll go into, what I do enjoy about using the bag, but also why I don't know if I'm going to keep it long term. So I hope this video was helpful. I really wanted to convey, first off, just how much time and research I did before purchasing a luxury handbag, because I know, it is a very expensive product, and I didn't want to jump into it without thinking. I think in this, influencer age, we can get all bright-eyed for the shiny, latest, coolest thing, but for me, that was not the case. But cautionary tale, even after slow rolling my research and waiting 10 months before I actually went to purchase the crossbody bag, I was still caught off guard after I brought it home. So, there's improvement that I can do on my part during the research phase before purchasing a bag that I still missed. And I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. So when you guys are, looking for your next bag or your first bag and thinking about, what should I find out about it before dropping all the cash on it, these are the things that I did. These are the things I wish I should have done. And I hope that I do a better job for myself next time. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!